post. They work it around to the second side instead. Driving baseline, staying vertical. Bemba forces that tough shot in the turnover. Another deep one. Lake goes back to back. Tight defense there by Bowen Bourne. And the pull from Gillespie, that's not there.
Good defense. Colorado State locking in and now looking to get out in the open floor.
Yeah, not wasting any time. Count it. Body bucket and one for Bourne. He turns it over. Gillespie now on the move. Gives it up to Rice. Takes the contact at short.
Oh, what a defensive stand from Nique Clifford.
Continuing to play without fouling.
Evans crosses it over. Decides to give it up. Clifford now directing traffic.
Opportunity for Clifford to get a shot right here.
And drops it off.
As I mentioned.
That's a tie.
Also, with Bemba being a little bit banged up, we'll track that points in the paint number. 24 right now, 5:15 to play. We'll see how many more Maryland can rack up.
Clifford with a handoff back to Bemba. Tough pass to handle, but he does. It gets the two. And Lake, those are the 5 for Colorado State. They get it into the hands of Clifford. Trying to back down Miguel. Lake, that's for the lead. Gets it! Colorado State
up and make some threes. That is important to really change the dynamics of the Utah State zone.
Colorado State is a really good shooting team. Utah State is an excellent shooting team. That's why they're the number 2 and 3 seeds in this tournament. Late clock. Evans, the sophomore. That's Clifford, the first touch. Evans launches and hits. Straight on.
When you're making a pass, you see that anticipation on nearly coming up with a steal there.
Utah State wants to keep the ball out of Nique Clifford's hands.
Easier said than done, though. He'll initiate offense. He'll come off pin downs.
Anderson now finds Templin. Clifford with the rebound.
A reason to believe Utah State can come back in that second half where Martinez hit that game winner. They shot 80% from the field against a really good Boise State defense.
Clifford pick, roll, and bucket from Joppa.
Ballslick, one of the best defenders, not just in the country, in the conference, but also country. Top 10 in steals per game, 4 tonight, but he's been unable to convert those into opportunities in transition, which he has on a number of occasions this year.
Bemba fouled.
Williams gets a nice hand as he heads out. Colorado State, a big stealer, and then whoever wins the American Cup. Don't answer that. I didn't. Yeah. Gardenia's corner 3, and Boise State with these 3-pointers. They've struggled to shoot the ball all year. 5 for 22 today. And Gardenia's is 0 for 5, and Colorado State answers with 2:20 to go. Morton from the free throw line. He is just so good. He really is. Jalen Lake driving baseline. Too strong off glass, but he gets the miss. Now Kyan Evans a 3, and it's good.
This kid, had great position.
Second team All Mountain West for the junior out of Santa Ana, California. Clifford over to Bemba.
Playing without the ball.
Clifford with 9 points already here in the first half. Morton inside for 2.
How can that be possible? That was bizarre. How about this? In all these years, I don't think I've ever seen that.
That's not right. Johnson, Crocker Johnson, the 3 is good.
For Colorado State, just feels like a game with so much on the line on senior day for Boise State. How much fun is this? Evans lines up a three. Continue with a 1-3-1, just throwing a different look. They have to find Nique Clifford. Great entry. Bemba patient with the right-handed finish. He's able to lead this team, just put them in the right spot. You need a coach on the floor if you're going to play with bigger bodies. He is that. The hands of Clifford dig it out. He sprays it to the wing. Transition three hits.
In transition on the other side, a missed layup. Utah State now 0 for their first 4.
What a recovery from Martinez, though, to erase the transition layup.
In the corner, rattles it home. Fans can't sit until the opponent finally puts the ball in the hoop, and Colorado State starting the game on a 10-0 run.
And I like that. I see some home courts where it's the opposite, where the fans don't sit until the offense scores.
Right.
So the crowd is defensive-minded.
I like that. On the other side, it's the teardrop to go. Stops the 8-0 run.
What I love about Utah State is their bench production, and they bring in guys that produce and can change the complexion of the game. And right now, starters a little flat, so you need Drake Allen and Carson Templin and company to come in and make an impact.
That's the one thing about Utah State. Their depth is really an advantage for them. Tough catch for Lake, but an ankle-breaking move, and the floater.
Air balls are the toughest ones to rebound defensively, and it just lands right in Martinez's lap, and he lays it in. I thought Bourne's energy defensively was really good that whole possession.
Clifford gets it over to Bourne, who hits the three. State, he's got 10.
That's got to be just about the first true, wide-open, clean look Utah State's gotten in the entire half. Great screen set, and Martinez, one of the best shooters in the Mountain West, drills it.
So with 10 points now in the first half for Ian Martinez, that's 33 straight games in double figures for him.
That's incredible.
Third longest such streak in the country.
Man. But he was down at the end of the bench and couldn't get to the scores table.
Missed underneath by Gatoretzi, and that's going to lead to a transition try coming up for Colorado State. Nique Clifford. Now Colorado State, no problem slowing things down, setting up their half-court offense. A lot of space for Evans over the top. Rattle shooting team of the country to 10 made field goals, 10 for 32. Inbound, going up and scoring with ease. Keyshawn, but they're coming off a game of Boise State where they got beat 82-65, their worst loss in conference. And, you know, they're in trouble big time in this game midway through the second half, down 72-45. That was coming on the heels of a victory against San Diego State as a corner three gets made by to the defense. Sticking with it, Evans makes the extra pass back into the game, and missing the three was Jorgensen. Second chance coming. Clifford gets hit going up, makes the pass to Evans.
Hard to believe it's just a couple of weeks away before we get going in earnest. CBS Sports Network. I have a bunch of the coverage for you. Three-pointer, Crocker Johnson from the
intentions. He just, like I said, he just landed awkwardly, and the ref was able to call a block and foul on him.
3-point Colorado State lead. 15-1 this year when leading at the half. Clifford sidesteps, was defended tightly. Evans instead, bullseye. Colorado State 11-4 in the Mountain West.
Look how many times Colorado State is moving the ball, and how many times they're passing the basketball right now in this possession.
Reverse sides twice already this possession. Horn, rise, and fire. Oh, yeah.
And that's the same stuff Coach Alford's running at New Mexico when I played. I got PTSD of Philip McDonald's coming off a down screen, flare into the corner. There's one of the most deadliest shooters in the conference, Xavier Dussel.
Kyan Evans will answer the key. Couple dribbles, hands out to Wallison. Deep three. Halfway down, popped out, rebound CSU. Rams want to push in the front court. Here's Nique Clifford. Got it to Lake, another three. Off target. Sanders starts on the bench in the second half with the 3 personal fouls. Quick jumper there by Bailey, misses the mark. Rebound Colorado State. Rams looking for their first lead of the contest. Crocker Johnson underneath. He'll lay it in. And
direct line to the front of the rim where Bemba's coming over and help. It's pretty good defense, but to go straight to the rim, Bemba has no chance there to contest.
12-2 run here. Nevada fighting their way back in this contest. Top of the key it goes. Nique Clifford. Rams will reset against this Nevada defense. Clifford being hounded out front. Got it to Morton. He'll hoist up a three. His first of
double team all game long, honestly, and why haven't we? He's just been taking advantage every time he catches on the low block, the right block, left block. It just does not matter for Nick Davidson.
And on the inside, here's Clifford, drives inside, hands to Evans, and lays it up and in.
basketball, how Jared Calhoun draws it up at the start of the season.
10 for 13 from the field to start. What an opening here for Utah State.
They forget the tournament. Let's talk about second weekend of the tournament. The team playing this well. Now that's the biggest dudes off the bench firing threes.
Lake. Crocker Johnson. Clifford able to corral that rebound. Crocker Johnson puts it home in traffic. Tough.
I love him off the bench. His energy and physicality is huge.
Jorgensen.
Nice
Good
pass.
skip. Crocker Johnson left alone and drills it from the corner.
Efficiency. Hooper. Colorado State, if it's not Nique Clifford, who's going to be able to manufacture offense in the half court?
Evans. Clifford driving. Almost lost it. Evans. Step back three.
Albuquerque. See if Colorado State can handle the basketball and this pressure on the ball from New Mexico early. Struggled with it in the first matchup in Fort Collins.
4-game winning streak currently for Colorado State. Got 10 tonight. He's 8 of 11 at the foul line. Kyan Evans remains on the bench for Colorado State with 4 fouls. And 1 rebound away from another double-double. Would be his 12th of the year. And scoring!
Just unbelievable in pick and rolls. Niko Medved said he can slip through a keyhole. Any sort of tiny space, Dent can hit it.
He is up and good. That's the freshman Kyle Marshall knocking down the 3. Just his 9th 3 of the season.
Yeah, and that's one where you see guys closing out short, playing the statistics there. But that freshman's playing pretty confident here as he's already gotten 2-time Freshman of the Week in conference.
In the paint, Jalen Lake with the pull-up. Down. Boy, has he been outstanding early in this game. He has 15 of the 22 for Air Force. And with 8 minutes to go here in the first half, Colorado State's lead sitting at 3, 25-22.
Well, if he came out tonight, you're certainly getting a show from Ethan Taylor.
Nice move on the inside. Jalen Crocker swinging around to the left baseline, trying to feed it into the paint. Ball went through the hands of Silahusky, stolen. Forecourt. Here comes Clifford, top of the key. Lobs it down low. There's Crocker Johnson, lays it up and in. Ram basketball, again another possession, trying to get this thing up to double figures. Air Force has not wanted to go away here tonight. It was a 1-point game at halftime. Air Force has had a handful of leads. We've had 5 lead changes in the contest. All of them took place back in the first half. Clifford got it to Bimba down the lane.
Back-breaking possession here defensively for the Falcons if the Rams can convert here.
Bounce comes into Clifford. He has Taylor. Wants to go to work on the right baseline. Oh, what a pass. Behind the head. And the...
What a dive, weak side from Joppa.
Silahusky working his way in on Joppa. Lays it up, missed it. Rebound Joppa. Here comes CSU. Rams by 11. Ahead to Lake. He'll lay it in. Four spot for Air Force this year, giving up runs. When you look at the game, Saturday against Utah State, gave up a 14-0 run in the first half of that game. Gave up a 13-0 run in the second half. And allowed Utah State to run away with that one. Down the lane, Clifford to Joppa on the reverse layup.
make it an unforced turnover, throwing it right to the Colorado State bench.
Colorado State in this league likes to pass the ball a lot. They're one of the best swing teams, and that is Nicola Johnson.
On the floor, Lake on Boise State's point guard Cardenas, giving some more size in that matchup.
Good find by Cardenas, but Lockett missed the three. Jumper! He's in the lineup, and he's...
Isaiah Stevens, as Meadow knocks down a corner three, but with Isaiah Stevens being essentially the best player in Colorado State history, it's hard to take him off the floor. But Evans now really learning on the fly, and he's showing why they've got such high hopes for him.
Meadow with that three. That's a good sign for Boise State if they can shoot it well from three tonight. Jalen
Morton. Flat pass at that angle.
I think
dangerous.
Cardenas' best game as a Bronco was that Utah State game. He was playing at a really high level until the Broncos pulled into New Mexico. Evans! Oh! It's all Degenhart right now. He gets to the low blocks, scores. He's got 15 on 5 of 10 shooting.
But if you're Morton, you can't go for that steal in that situation and give Degenhart an angle on the catch.
Can the Broncos grind it out with just Degenhart and the low blocks and win this game?
It's going to be difficult, but with Cardenas, making timely plays, in particular out of pick and rolls, you like their chances to get right back into this game.
Evans and Lake on the bench right now with Bourne and Williams in the backcourt. Clifford. Oh, Crocker Johnson with the catch.
No different than on the other possession where Clifford wasn't doubled. If you give good players like Clifford and Degenhart that much time, that many dribbles, they're going to get to their sweet spot and score more times than not.
Broncos on this run. They're 65% from the field here in the second half. That's Evans. That's a big three. He's bumped and he scores. There's no whistle, but a terrific drive by Meadow.
The made basket allows Boise State to pick up in full court.
Press break. Clifford hands off Lake, and he gets the roll.
Magassa with the three-point play. He had 10 points in the loss to New Mexico. And you start to get the feeling as he goes up and contests, are slowly filing back onto campus to start school here in a couple of days. And what better way to get back than watch the border war action.
Incredible what has been done. One of the better coaches, not only in this league, but in college basketball, and one of the better rivalries as well. Wyoming 3-0 in the last 3 at home, and same with Colorado State.
Yeah, we'll take a look at some Wyoming memories in the border war in just a little bit. But there's been some exciting matchups recently here in Laramie. And down the stretch, you've talked about, Obi, hey, you may have to be a little bit more selfish here down the stretch.
Goes into the offense of what they call green for Colorado State, their motion and their flow that Coach Medved has just kind of perfected over the years, along with the help of Ali Farouk-Banesh, who's been there all 7 years with him.
Clifford with it, 5 on the shot clock, passes to Morton. Morton gets it to fall.
To guard him, maybe not the bulk, and he knocks it loose. Colorado State gets it back. Great no-look pass by Evans, and Ben
stands his role, comes in ready to execute. And you get 3, got this crowd going.
Yeah, you can hear the crowd loves him. That's a nice look inside. Lake.
Again, Cody does it all for CSU.
Advantage of a lazy inbound pass there.
Clifford down low. Bembo with the and Didon Thomas with the Euro step and able to hang and hit from inside the paint. Ties us up at 10 apiece here. 4 minutes into the contest. Kai Evans out front. Hands off to Nique Clifford. Hands a reset out front with Kai Evans, the sophomore point guard. Bembo nearly had to go into the backcourt, able to retreat. 10 on the shot clock here for CSU. Evans launches another deep 3 and got it to go. With fake, nowhere to go. Rich Wayne on the right wing. Trying to post up in the paint, ball poked away. Rams come up with another steal. Front court, Bourne, transition 3 on target. Goes down for Jaden Henley, who's at the hot hand early. He has 8 for UNLV. That does snap that 8-0 run. Snaps a 2+ minute scoring drive for the Rebels. Here's Jalen Lake, catch and shoot three, splashes it in.
Tough as he just needs a little inch there around the corner, just a little angle, and he's got you beat.
Thomas with 6 points, 3 assists in the contest, and has been able to do some work in the paint. So good over the last year and a half of getting to the cup. And speaking of getting to the
in the first half, 22 of their next 30 points have come from the paint and 7 offensive rebounds in that time as well. So time to start cleaning it up defensively, owning the paint.
Clifford, baseline drive, good feed on the inside. To Ethan Block here for CSU. Clifford going to throw it in. Comes into Lake, fires up a triple at the buzzer. Fresno State needs a bucket. Collins looking to get it himself, missed it. Offensive board tipped, missed it there. It was Sack that came crashing down. And this time the rebound to Colorado State. Scoring drought now that's over 3 minutes for Fresno State. Clifford fakes the three, drives right. Had to kick out. This is Williams, right corner, three. Yes, sir.
State Bulldog defender as well, and tip taps itself back into the out of bounds area, and the Rams sneak another possession here.
Clifford down the lane, great leave off to Jorgen.
Extends that back pivot foot on the base or on the side out of bounds.
Evans in the front court for Colorado State. Clifford top of the key, penetrates down the lane, kick to the corner. Evans three on with the lead. Fresno State basketball. Weaver drives left, foul line, wild shot, missed it. Rebound CSU. Jorgensen came down, but they got it to Nique Clifford. Clifford with just the 8 points in the contest. Has it in the front court, skips it. Bourne, left corner, triple, delivers.
Already giving a little bit of notice there to limit that physicality before the ball's even inbounded. Clifford bumped off the ball there. Lake on the skip pass, all net. Jalen Lake with 1:08 to go in the first half. Here's Clifford, under a minute to play. Down low, Bemba smashes and will go to work. The drop off, good movement, Washington. And the rebound to Bemba. Bemba caught Mariel asleep at the wheel.
Let's play ball. The holidays are here in the biggest little city, and so is Mountain West play. Rams control the opening possession. A CSU team that lost a whole lot from last year. Nearly 70% of their points scored gone. Here is Clifford.
Most importantly, Colorado State lost their leader, Isaiah Stevens, their point guard. Trying to fill that role has been a struggle for them this year.
Isaiah Stevens, probably the best Colorado State Ram ever, as Morton with the foul and one. Brandon Level to Clifford. For Nevada, you heard Coach Noodles, Craig Neal, say it, got to pick up the pace on O.
Yeah, they're being patient on offense, but there's a difference between being patient and not being aggressive. And Nevada right now is just kind of passing the ball to pass it and not looking to attack the way they should. That's what Colorado State wants when they're playing that zone defense. Just a couple passes on the perimeter and an early three. Nevada played right into their hands here as Evans knocks down the three on the other end.
A big to the front court. Accelerating down the lane was Evans, late for three. Missed it again, and there's Morton tipping it to himself to keep it alive. There's 20 on the shot clock for CSU. 17:23 to go in the first half. CSU down 4-2. In the paint, Bemba, great lip fake, lays it up and in with the right hand. Now wants to try it again, 2 feet in the paint, kick to the corner, 3-ball is up. Off the mark from the 7-footer Foster. Rebound to CSU, Rams want to grow. Horn, front court. Got to Clifford, high right, steps inside, shovels it off. Jorgensen with the layup. On the left side, Backlund. Drives, got all the way in the paint to the rim, runner up, missed it. Rebound CSU, Rams on the run, led by Clifford. Will peel off to the right side. Now to Williams, accelerates down the lane, hangs and hits.
If the Rams have something dialed up out of the timeout.
Rams have it in the front court, Kyan Evans. Trying to get it to Clifford, boy, nearly threw it away. Rams underneath, get it to Bemba. The hammer.
Great to have him back on the floor, though. He missed their last game against Penn when he sustained an unrelated injury against Georgia Southern. But they're a much more dynamic team when they have him out.
Together, a lot of laughs, a lot of time on the bus, team meals, practice. You know, that's what I miss about coaching, those moments with your players where you're just around them, spending time, laughing. I used to have NBA TV on in my office, so I knew the players would stop in and stay a while. Oh, what a pass.
What feed inside. Clifford
Tulsa has scored a lot of points in the MAC.
Gordon defended that well, the former Purdue Boilermaker.
Coach.
Clifford's got him open. No look dish inside, and Williams snuck by.
Contact. They're going to keep their 4 guards around Jack Clark here for now. Got to make your free throws, though.
Not a single Colorado State player has hit more than 1 3. So who do you target right now? Instead, they go for 2. And Clifford and...
Thank God he's getting off balance in the post. Good job there, though.
Rams play the ball into Clifford. Cross-court pass, Williams. He's going to fire a 3 from downtown, and then snap.
And took that face cut. You got to feed him right away. Get him activated early.
3 on the way by Jalen Lake off the mark. He was 2 for 3 from distance yesterday. Lake again. There you go.
No dishes, no cooking.
Right?
You know?
I don't mind the cooking.
I did a little cooking FaceTime with my kiddo.
Oh,
so
nice.
That was fun.
Well, you got to help out. Oh! Right at the cup. A terrific take by it back. TCU on a 9-2 run, shot clock low, and that shot is awry. Here come the Rams. Thanks so much for that report, Autumn. And Coach can clearly hear you, Christy. Lake buries another triple.
Yep. Allowing his teammates to eat.
Trey White, the senior forward out of Mansfield, Texas. If he can heat up, he can get him on a heater in a hurry.
Yeah, he was 0 for 2 from 3 yesterday.
Morton as Punch takes a seat.
Yeah, I need to see some touches for him, but it's also about the defense on this side and the rebounds. It's just baffling to me that he hasn't been able to corral any rebounds.
Memba, the yesterday again, just 1 of 17 for TCU. Today, 9 of 20. What a difference a day does make. Clifford to Bourne, triple on the way is true.
Regains the lead at 17-16.
Just lost in transition there, and certainly want to guard him as he just proved he could knock one down in the corner.
Nique Clifford spinning through traffic, leaves it down low for Morton, who lays it in on a great 5 to play. Colorado State 58, UC Riverside 55. Nique Clifford, step back 3 on the way. No good off the front rim. Morton tipping it, keeping it alive, and Ethan Morton on the offensive glass has it for the Rams.
And we've had some big offensive rebounds. Kyan Evans secures one, and then there, Ethan Morton.
Crocker Johnson, dribble drive near side into the paint. Lefty floats it up and in, and score off the window. 72-67, Riverside in front.
And doesn't use that offhand to corral the ball, just keeps Clifford at bay, and what a finish.
Nique Clifford, far wing on Pickens. Now spinning, leaving it for Crocker Johnson, top of the key. 3 is good! Jalen!
They've just updated it. You know, obviously the G League team, the hustle plays here. So really good venue, I'm sure, for concerts and everything.
And the concourse looks beautiful. They have the Mississippi Trail Blues, the history of Brown Jones splits the pair.
Full court pickup from Ole Miss. The biggest thing a coach wants to see right here is just the energy level, attention to detail, to other big games. Maybe it's a really, really good start for him for great things to come in the future. Ole Miss, again, picking up at half court. Good pressure by Padula.
Brown Jones takes a seat. He leads the way for Ole Miss with 13 points. Clifford inbound for Colorado State. Rams are hitting 55% of their shots in half number 2.
Ole Miss did a good job with a scout. They kind of get it there and going to run kind of a flex baseline screen. Great pressure from Murray now. Seems, but you know, they're hedging the ball screen right there. Good recognition by Murray. Jamin has.
Greg curls off the screen, got to the foul line, steps inside, fires the jumper, missed it. Up high for the rebound, collecting it is Nique Clifford. Pushes ahead to Lake. Jalen round the back, slicing through the lane, spins, shoots, and scores. The contest for the Tigers. 4 in the shot clock here. Jalen Lake inbounds, deep 3, left side, Booker.
Both ends of the floor. You're going to find out what this half is going to look like here quickly.
Landglade picking up his 3rd personal foul, first team foul against the Tigers here in the second half. Here's Crocker Johnson, held scoreless in that first half, hands off to Lake. Pulls the trigger at the elbow, splash. For the green numbers, and the green uniforms for the Fighting Hawks with the white numbers, and Crocker Johnson has won the opening tip, and we are underway. Rams with the first offense possession of the contest. College basketball is back. Hard to believe that. Underneath, Crocker Johnson. Count it with the foul. Cutting left down the lane. Mayor got inside, reverse pivot, left it short. Rebound to Clifford. Rams on the run, back the other way. Here's Williams slashing down the lane. Floater is up and good. Saved on the far side by Mayor. Now a 3, left side by King with halfway down. Williams again driving to the hoop. Beautiful step through in the 54 remaining in the second half. 69-44 Colorado State. Morton up top of the key. Now to Bemba. Angle left, it goes to Clifford. Now to Lake straight away. Triple, yes sir.